With Unico Williams. That's right, it's your boy! Coming at you on a Thursday, as I always love to do. Because Thursday's my favorite day of the week. Why? Well, I was born on a Thursday, 11:47 a.m. Woo! So happy to be back with y'all. I love it, I love it, I love it. I just got back from Tampa. I'm back from Tampa Bay. I'm back. I'm a little faded. Me and Tom Brady had a little bit too much to drink. I'm a little faded, man. Wow, what a Super Bowl! Let's jump right into it. This Super Bowl, I didn't see it happening this way. I just really did not see it happening the way that it went down. One or two things could happen, and we discussed this on previous shows. We discussed the GOAT conversation. We've discussed that. Now, Tom Brady's already reached a pretty nice height. He's already reached a height that before this Super Bowl, that's already a really hard goal to reach, right? So we came into this with, if Mahomes can beat Brady, good chance that he'll be on a good road to being in the GOAT conversation. Based off his just straight up arm talent. As far as being a thrower of the ball, Mahomes got that. We all know that. But man, Tom Brady didn't have anything to lose because he's the standard, right? Well, he just made it a little bit harder for the next person. Like, even with Aaron Rodgers, leading up to that game, Aaron Rodgers could have won that game and went to the Super Bowl, possibly won it, and really still been in that in the GOAT conversation. Well, it's not. He's not. But we know that Mahomes has a lot of years in him. We would hope, God bless it, barring injuries and things like that. But that hill got a little bit more steep. Tom Brady might have made an unobtainable. I mean, that's a lot of years to just run through. That's a lot of years, and that's why we always say that we need to really appreciate greatness and all that it is, on the strength that this is once in a lifetime stuff that we're seeing here. But athletes are only getting better. The games are changing, so it's a lot. But shout out to Tom Brady doing what a lot of people didn't think he would do, and shout out to Mahomes and his future. We don't know what's going to happen with him going down the line, because it's definitely a team sport. We learned that because the Buccaneers was on his ass. So pretty much the only reason they lost was because his offensive line was just not getting it done. So whenever you can rush a quarterback with only 4, bad things happen. And that's how Tom Brady lost the Super Bowls that he lost, was because of that very thing right there. So let's get to it. This week in history, Kanye West dropped College Dropout. Now, that album changed my life. I got to say, that album changed my life. It set me off to be who I believe that I am. Now, who I believe that I am, that might not be true at all. But Kanye did help me dig deep into who I am and what I do, and made me believe in myself. And he made it believe that it was okay to be different. So shout out to Kanye West. That College Dropout was great. It came out February 10th. A long time ago. I remember going to school, and when you would get CDs, and for those who don't know what CDs are, well, they were compact discs that kept information on them, a lot of them being songs, and you would put them into a CD player, compact disc player, whether you got your old Walkman, you know what I'm saying, or maybe in the car because your parents got that bread and went ahead and got that factory CD player in that Yukon. I'm just talking about my life. I'm sorry, but yeah, he in the CDs it came with the lyrics, so like the lyric book. So you have the cover art, and you open the CD, and the cover art was actually like the cover of a book. So you would look and see all the credits and who wrote what, who produced what. And Kanye's wasn't a typical because it's Kanye. It wasn't a typical lyrics. It said Kanye West poem book, and so it read more like a journal, all of his lyrics, and that was a really cool. Aspect of it, and it would go on to show you like if there was ever a teaser of how somebody really is, it was that right there. It was Kanye West in his poem book. So shout out to that, man. Shout out to Kanye. I know he's going through a little something right now, but nothing but love from your number one biggest fan. Love you. But also, speaking of, I guess, presidential candidates, the old one is getting impeached this week, and he has a team of the worst lawyers I've ever seen in my life. It was wild watching his team of lawyers. Like, they was up there like, how do we defend somebody from something that blatantly happened? How do we like, you can't just walk up on somebody and shoot them in the head and be like, and come up with and it's on 4K, and just be like, hey, so this is what happened and why my client didn't do it. Like, that's the energy that they gave me the whole entire first day of trial. So it's wild. Also, Donald Trump is the first person I've ever seen go to court and not have to be there. So he's the first person that's on trial that does not have to be there. But right now they're talking about, is it even constitutional to bring up, in charges on him like that, and he's not the president anymore, and trying to see if it's constitutional. They voted that it was, but the senators will be the jury when it comes to this. So that's something to watch out for. But this is all because they're just trying to say, hey, did you incite an insurrection against our country? Did you incite that? And that's what this is about. But we know that Trump, well, he brought them out. All the people that sneak racist and all that, you know what I mean? Just like that video we saw today. Well, why don't you go back to Mexico? We saw that video go viral today. But he has a way of bringing people out. And so one of the people that he brought out was, what this girl name is? Gina Carano. Now, you might know Gina Carano from the show on Disney Plus, Mandalorian. The Mandalorian, all the Star Wars nerds out there. I'm one of them. I just haven't watched the show because it's just like the Avatar, not my boy Aang, but the Avatar, when everybody's going crazy about that movie, I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait till the hype dies down, because I want to watch it for myself and make my own. You know what I mean. I want to make my own decision on how I like it. I don't want hype to come into play. I want to really watch the show. That's what I'm doing with the Mandalorian. I'm gonna wait till y'all watch it, and then I'm gonna watch it in my own space, and I'm gonna see if I like it or not. But with that being said, she is a star on there. As a matter of fact, she's so big of a star that they were actually thinking of making a spinoff. Not thinking, they were going to announce it in December. Matter of fact, they were going to announce in December that they were going to give her a spinoff show just for her, and she's a reoccurring side character on The Mandalorian. Shout out to Baby Yoda. I know that's a thing for y'all. I know y'all big on that. But with that being said, all these big, beautiful things lined up for this woman here. And, well, she one of the ones that when you bring them out. She was one of them that got brought out. She has a long history of saying some wild, super conservative, extreme like takes on being a conservative. So what's some of the stuff she done said? She mocked people that wanted to wear masks. She mocked them on social media. She absolutely was 100% behind the voter fraud train. She was 100% behind that. What else she did? Oh, shout out to the LGBTQ community. People put their pronoun. They put their pronoun in their profile to say how they want to be identified, whether that's he, she, or they. Some people are binary, that kind of thing, or some people might just want to be called their name. That is what it is. But her response to that was putting in her Twitter bio, beep, bop, boop, in an effort to, in a sense, it seems like she's making fun of that. So she's hella conservative. Her dad apparently played played football for the Dallas Cowboys. He was a quarterback, and I think he has a career total of yards of 334 yards or something like that. Yeah, left his family. The mom raised her. She's got a different kind of family. But her latest thing was to say that in this day and age, Republicans are treated like Jews in the Holocaust. Who? I don't think that's where she wanted to go in that situation. She feels like Republicans, after the last 4 years of what's been going on, Republicans are being treated like Jews in the Holocaust. Awful choice of words. Terrible. It's not even almost similar. I think she might just be a little bit jealous because what she wanted to do or be a part of was the people that were oppressing the Jews in the Holocaust, because that's exactly what the Republicans, in a sense, the real see this is what people got to understand about politics and all that type of stuff. Your party is made up of generally what people believe. So, but there's a majority. So in the Republican Party, I believe that higher 1% to 2% was like, hey, it's about that money. We need to do what we got to do for our bread. And we'll do anything for that bread. When I say bread, money, whatever. So, you got that top percent, but they're like, how do we get this many people behind us in order for us to do what we want to do? Well, let's just say they took our jobs. And those people coming from other places, they're trying to mess up our economy and mess up our businesses. Let's do that. That'll incite those people, because a lot of the people that are Republicans, I say this all the time, and call me on, I don't care. But what it seems like to me is the downtrodden of the people that are supposed to be at the top of the food chain when it comes to America. I've told this story a million times. When they went to go vote for Trump, they getting an old van with a sliding door, old Astro van, and they have a 44-ounce big gulp Mountain Dew. And we're going to get out here and vote. Yeah. The same people that support the losers of the Civil War. People with that ideology. And you know what? Those people back then, they were going to teach their children hating how things are supposed to be. So they found a way for people that are downtrodden, because it's not people pulling up in Benzes that are Republicans for the most part. There's a lot of rich, light-skinned folk that go up there and they went up there and voted, or they support Trump for their own interest. It's purely about money. Okay, I get that, but the thing is, it incited people that don't really have money, that probably do rely on welfare. But if you're going to be at the bottom of society, but you're supposed to be at the top, biologically, you try and find something to put your foot on, to make you feel like you're superior. That ain't it. And I hate to break that news, but getting back to her, by becoming a part of that, she forgot where she was. And maybe she's always been this. I don't know, but I know this much. In this climate, to say things like that and to be, in a sense, in a radical aspect of Cletus and them that's down there in them backwoods, that you darn tootin', to be mingling amongst them and really believe that in a white privilege or that you're superior in some way, it says a lot about you. And you learn, this is what happens when you forget the ideal of that this is supposed to be about the bread and this is why this party is what it is. When you forget that, you get cast aside because you're portraying something that right now the powers to be, the higher ups, they're not trying to portray that. Y'all see Mike Pence right now. Y'all see him. He's such a lamb right now, right? Well, when you put yourself down there with the people that they were manipulating, you become a part of the people that are being manipulated, and things happen to you. So now you don't work for Lucasfilms anymore. Your talent agency dropped you. I don't know what you're going to do next other than go to some right-wing podcast or some kind of random right-wing channel or something. I don't know. Shout out to my boy Tim Heidecker. Maybe you'll make your way on that show somehow with him. But you lost your job and you lost a lot of money because, A, you don't understand what the real privilege is. The real privilege is to be a part of the Star Wars universe and be canon. You don't understand the privilege of being a part of that. Because once you become canon, you are enshrined forever as a part of Star Wars. And you lost that. You jacked that off because you wanted to spit some rhetoric about sheeple and people wearing masks and just overall just trying to feel a sense of superiority, and actually kind of had life by the balls. Got a good job. You jacked it off because you spat what you believed. And the thing is, it wasn't something that was conducive to help everyone. It was something that was conducive to help you and a group of people, not everyone. And right now, we not on that. So I apologize for that. But moving on. Powerpuff Girls. It's been reported that the Powerpuff Girls are back. They're getting a reboot where the premise is this. And I love the Powerpuff Girls. I'm doing it. Blossom, she is a Powerpuff, save the day. Fighting crime, trying to save the world, and they come just in time. The Powerpuff Girl, iconic. It's almost like Yu Yu Hakusho's intro. To y'all that don't know the intro to Yu Yu Hakusho, look it up. YU space Hakusho. Look it up. But it's very iconic. That ending is iconic. But Powerpuff Girls was so dope, and Powerpuff Girls was genderless. I know they call it Powerpuff Girls, but the boys was watching it. I know I watched it. I watched it heavily, and me and all my friends in my 4th and 5th grade classes, and I think even some of 3rd, I'm not sure, I believe 3rd, something, I don't know. Doesn't matter. We came in like, hey, did you see Mojo Jojo get knocked out and get beat up? Man, they used to whoop him so bad. Shout out to Mojo Jojo. Ooh, I wonder if there's some kind of racist undertone with that, with him being a monkey and then they just beating him up every day. 3 white girls. 3 Karen. 3. That's neither here nor there. I love that show. I love that show. And now they're trying to, the CW of all people. Now, you know, CW is the king / queen of rebooting things that was supposed to be kind and cuddly and make it just all this angsty teenager / young adult kind of thing. Shout out to Riverdale. Riverdale is based off of this comic called Archie, where Archie was just this cool kid and 2 chicks liked him. And he just ran around, Betty and Veronica, and they just ran around doing stuff with his homie Jughead. And there was a football player that messed with them sometimes. Like from like the 60s or 70s, maybe even 50s and 40s. I'm not sure, because they dressed like it was like you know, them drive-in days and going to a diner and getting a burger and milkshake, that kind of thing. Shout out to Smallville, that kind of thing. But they like taking stuff and taking it to a dark turn. I'm interested. So if there's going to be a premiere party, I'm going to have a premiere party for Powerpuff Girls. I want to do that because I love that show so much growing up. But now they're taking it that dark turn. And it seems like CW, and they've always had their hands on DC stuff. So you got your Static Shocks of the world, and then you got Batman Beyond, Batman, Superman. Growing up, all those cartoons were on there. Shout out to Cartoon Network. It seems that they have a big hold on the DC lifestyle. Shout out to Teen Titans. Shout out to the Justice League. All those great shows that were out. But okay, you take the Powerpuff Girls, you're gonna make them angsty 20-somethings, and they are not happy about having a childhood full of crime fighting. So that's something to watch. I'm excited to see it. Which direction they go. Who becomes the heroin addict? Do we get to see Cerebellum? Like, do we actually get to see her face, man? It was so funny they call it cerebellum, and then like that's, and she was all sexy, and then one day you got older and you was like, I'm trying to get some cerebellum, and then realized that was another word for head, and hers was never. I'm not gonna speak on that. But what I'm saying to you is this: I'm excited to see it, because if you're gonna take a dark turn, because remember, the Powerpuff Girls was like in preschool. So like they came out the pot of sugar, spice, and everything nice. They came out the pot as like preschoolers or kindergartners, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So we're basically going to tell us what happened after they lived their life of being them from preschool, and then now they're 20. So I'm sure a lot of stuff has happened since then. I'm wondering if Mojo Jojo's still alive. Did he figure out something that maybe the world is run by him, like a Lex Luthor? I don't know. I'm excited to watch it. I hope it has a good turn. I'm not sure, but CW, I will watch it. I know everybody watches Flash and Arrow and all that stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't really mess with CW very much ever since they lost the cartoons and Jerry Springer back in the day, but we'll see. We'll see. Actually, they had a game. Remember the game? The game was really good. I like the game. Moving on. So the company that runs or that created Aunt Jemima syrup changed the name of Aunt Jemima. It is now the name of the company, which is Pearl Milling Company. So when you walk down the breakfast aisle and all that, you're not going to see Aunt Jemima. You're going to see a brown box with a stack of pancakes and like this butter with this perfectly cut triangle piece cut out of it, and it's going to say Pearl Milling Company. Now the thing is, do you see yourself writing a grocery list and it says eggs, bacon, Pearl Milling Company syrup? I'm sorry. I'm just not writing that on any kind of list. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm just not here for it. I honestly think they're about to lose a lot of money. Now, see, here's the deal. And it's cool. I'm black, so I'm an expert, right? So, with that being said, I would get Aunt Jemima, and this is before I grew up and had to pay bills and stuff, so I couldn't pay for syrup like that. You know, great shout to Great Value, man. I appreciate Great Value. Sometimes saving like 70 cents is a bit. Listen, Aunt Jemima, you just knew to grab that bottle of syrup. Like, Aunt Jemima was a character that was in all homes, no matter what color you were, no matter what race you are. Aunt Jemima she's a noticeable figure. And so when you're walking down the aisle, you gravitate to what you know. Now, instead of seeing Aunt Jemima smiling, you see a whole bunch of white lettering, and I'm sorry, it's not a very appealing box, especially when you're just looking for syrup. Now, some people got like a go-to syrup that they look for. Not me. I'm just one of those ones, because I don't eat a lot of sweets or anything like that. That's not me. That's not how I get down. But when I do want, syrup, or if I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need some syrup, I'm walking down the syrup aisle, I immediately gravitate to her because that's what I know. I know Aunt Jemima. So I see that company losing a lot of money off of that, but I don't know what the name change. I mean, the icon change about it. Like if it was called Mammy's, okay, it's called Mammy's. All right, it's 2021. That is way too racist, and we can't do that. But I definitely understand where people feel some type of way, because the way she was depicted was as a mammy, but it's not called Mammy's. It's called Aunt Jemima, and now it's some lettering. I think they about to lose some money off of that. And if you losing money for the culture, then it is what it is. So we appreciate the thought. I don't think anybody's too pressed for anybody to change that. We actually trying to stop police brutality and black people not being treated fair in the system. And shout out to my Hispanic homies that go through it too. But change the picture on the syrup. That works. And to our last topic, Gorilla Glue. So Miss Tessica, out of Louisiana, Now you may have been following her month-long journey of trying to get Gorilla Glue out of her hair. How did she get Gorilla Glue in her hair? Well, she ran out of hairspray, and she was trying to lay those edges down, and the best way to do so was to use Gorilla Glue, is what she thought. Well, it got stuck, and we followed her journey as she tried to get it unstuck. She started a GoFundMe. This GoFundMe would go on to collect $13,000 and counting, because people are showing empathy towards her at this point for something that wasn't the greatest ideal in the world. There was even talks of her doing filing a lawsuit against Gorilla Glue for not saying don't use it on glue on your hair. Child, I'm gonna leave all that alone. But what I will say is this: she did go today and have a successful surgery, procedure. As of February 10th or 11th, she did make it to Los Angeles to go to Dr. Michael Obang. Michael Obang decided to do this for free. He even did a how-to video, if you will, of what he was about to do. You need medical grade D adhesive. You need something that's definitely super duper scientific and chemistry, like Dexter's Lab type stuff. But you definitely needed that in order to get that out. So she did have a successful surgery, or procedure, if you will. And the doctor was even able to salvage a lot of her hair, apparently. So she has to wear a wig. It won't be for long, but she might want to let that scalp breathe for a little bit. I'm just saying. She might want to let that scalp breathe for a second. Man, y'all got to stop getting clout off of random stuff. Now, she might have actually did that by mistake. Here's my favorite show. My favorite toy. One of my favorite toys. When Dragon Ball Z came out and they actually started putting toys out, for my people that are listening, I'm holding a Vegeta that has two arms that can move. And it only moves his waist. And his neck used to move, but it fell off. Wait, hold on. I used Gorilla Glue to keep his head on. I was a kid. When I got this toy, and it's still holding strong. Now, as you'll see, at some point, Vegeta turned Super Saiyan, and the Super Saiyan Vegetas didn't come out. But there's gold in it. Shout out to Johnny Bennett. He tried to help me make it gold. He spray painted it. Shout out to him. But I am just, wow. We use Gorilla Glue to keep his stuff on. I am a grown man, and it's still here. So, yeah, we got to stop doing stuff for clout. You got to know better. I think she's going to drop that lawsuit because, yeah, that ain't it, sis. You made a terrible decision. I guess Gorilla Glue was under the impression that people would use their common sense, because I'm actually super duper impressed right now. Okay, yeah, at any rate. Now, ladies, if you're looking for somebody that'll stick by your side and ain't going nowhere, and ain't no doctor in LA can get you away from you, then look no further than me, Bartholomew, on ChristianMingle.com. That's right, look me up. I am Bartholomew. I'll be right there. I'll stick right by your side. Gorilla Glue ain't got nothing on me. You know the deal. You can catch me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I'm on YouTube every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you know what? We got a Valentine episode coming up over on 99. The crew is getting together. Get well soon, West, but we getting together. We're going to have us a little Valentine's episode, and Love Jones may just make an appearance. Shout out to that episode. Also, my birthday is on the next episode. We are filming my birthday. It'll be February 18th. It's going down, and you know what? I need a shirt. So with that being said, anybody that would love to take my logo and make some art out of it so that I can wear it for my birthday, I would love to wear it. So with that being said, this has been another episode of Do You Hear Me? With Unico Williams. I holla.